There we go. I knew it was somewhere. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to talk about how to be a working actor during the double WGA and SAG-AFTRA strike. Now, while we are in Canada, we have some differences here because we are not on strike, although a lot of our productions, of course, are from the States. So we're affected too. And if you are watching this or joining us from the States, then you're very affected by this. And that's all we're going to say about the strike. If you'd like to talk about the strike, there's lots of places you can go and do that, but that's not what we're going to spend our time doing today. All we're going to do today is acknowledge that, yes, it's happening, and what is the effect that that has on us, and what can we do to live our lives as actors, to build our habits and succeed and move forward despite the circumstances. So, in order to really look at how to do something about this strike, the first thing that we have to do, of course, is look at what happens. You know, what has happened to us? What are the lifestyles that actors have before the strike? And what are the lifestyles of the actors during the strike? So let us pull up my fancy whiteboard, which I'm very excited about. I spent a significant amount of time making this board, maybe too much time. Who's to say? I really like making whiteboards, I suppose. So let me know if you can or cannot see this, if any of this is not looking right. It appears that I should probably zoom out a bit. So maybe I'll do that as I pull up. I'm going to pause this recording. So there are three different types of actors, right? There's aspiring actors, there are emerging actors, and there are up and coming actors. Now, these are the actors that we are. These are the actors that are trying to become full-time working actors like Ryan Reynolds or Jonah Hill or Meryl Streep or anybody who works all the time. So there are aspects that differentiate these three categories of actors, and there's aspects of these actors that make them all the same. So the first thing that we think about when we think about actors, talent. So of these three groups, just answer this question to yourself. Which one of these groups do you think has talent? Are the aspiring actors talented? Or maybe it's the emerging actors who are talented, or maybe it's the up and coming actors who are talented. What do we think? Well, the truth is they're all talented. That is the great equalizer. Thank you, Ryan, for answering that question correctly. We're all talented. Talent is what brings us together. We wouldn't be doing this if we had no talent. And often actors focus on whether or not someone is talented as one reason for why they book a job or not. And you know what? It's almost never the case. The reality is we all have talent. And it's other stuff that goes into getting jobs and moving forward through the aspiring to the emerging, up through the up and coming, and hopefully then to the acting careers of our dreams. The next thing that differentiates these groups of actors are their representation. If they have any, and if they like their representation, and what their relationships are like. Aspiring actors, they're our beginners. They maybe have some representation, maybe they're not, maybe they're newly represented. They're still building relationships. Maybe they've just got a commercial agent at the moment. Maybe they've been trying to get an agent for years, but they just haven't had any bites yet. So they're still working on developing relationships with some great reps, whether that's an agent, a manager. In the States, you can have both. Up here in Canada, we're really just agent focused. Our agents in Canada kind of do the job of both. Down in the States, you definitely need an agent. Eventually, a manager can help you get an agent. You don't need a manager, you do need an agent. Our emerging actors, they've got rep. They're all rep. They're represented, They've got someone who believes in them and who is learning all of the greatness about them, right? They've got agents who that they can show their work to, and their agents can see that like they've got something unique, and their agents are excited to push them. Our up and coming actors are definitely represented, and their agents love them because these up and coming actors are the next big thing, and their agents are so excited to push them forward and to share them with everyone and to see what happens next. The next category of differentiations between these three different types of actors, or rather different stages of the actor's journey, is their relationships with casting. This is a really key one because your relationship with casting is everything when you are starting out. Aspiring actors, unfortunately, you're at a stage where you basically don't know anyone in terms of casting, or maybe you know a few. The reality is where you're at the moment, you just haven't had the opportunity yet to show casting how great you are. When you get to the emerging level, you got some good relationships with casting. Some, maybe not everyone, but you've got one or two casting agents who like really believe in you and are starting to bring you in for things that they think you're good for. They're starting to understand who you are and why you're so unique and special. And then of course we've got our up and coming actors, and they've got great relationships with casting. Casting loves these people. They bring them in all the time for everything they can because they know that these actors are about to do something exciting. And this up and coming actor, keep in mind, was this great relationship with casting wasn't always great. It was some good relationships at one point, and before that, it was zero. So there is progress to be made, and we'll talk about how to do that. But this is the reality for these up and coming actors. They're killing it, and everybody loves them. The next category of differentiations between these actors is professional credits. Professional credits are hugely important. Makes sense. If you want a really cool production to hire you, then you need to have been hired by other cool productions. It's kind of a catch-22, but there are ways to make it happen. Our aspiring actors, they're just starting out on their journey. They don't really have any professional credits, and that's okay. They're talented, they're hungry, they're building, they're going to get there. But right now, they have zero, maybe a few, maybe a couple, maybe some good little commercials. Love a good commercial. I've done a lot of commercials. They helped me a lot, especially when I was an aspiring actor. And even when I was an emerging actor, I had some professional credits. For me, my journey, like I said, a lot of commercials. I did a lot of commercials, and then I started to get a few film and TV credits here and there, and those started to slowly snowball until I became what I think I can safely say is an up and coming actor. And I have, come on, delete. Oh, so close. One more. I have several / many professional credits. Do I have giant roles yet? No, I have a lot of smaller roles. But I got a lot of them. I can see people looking around the board. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I got a lot of professional credits, especially recently, which is why casting has such a great relationship with me, which is why my agent has such a great relationship with me. I've booked like 12 jobs in the last year and a half. I have a ton of great professional credits. And then the final category that differentiates these different stages is demo material. Demo material, my gosh, so important, so challenging, and yet maybe not that challenging. Let's talk about it later. An aspiring actor, oh, come on, did I just delete the words? No. Has no demo material or very little demo material, and that's okay. It takes a long time to figure it out. An emerging actor has some, maybe they've got a fun clip of them in a commercial or a one-liner on a TV show. Can you hear that very loud? There's a very loud bird outside. And then the up-and-coming actor, finally, after all of these years, has some great demo material. Great demo material. that they've worked really hard for. Like myself, I say it took me 20 years to get the material that I have, and I got all of the material in my current demo reel within a year. So it takes a really long time, and then all of a sudden it all happens real fast. So these are the different types of actor. These are the different stages of actor, and each stage of actor has a different lifestyle. And those lifestyles are what have been affected by the strike. So let's dive in. Let's look at an aspiring actor's, what do I have over there? Sleep. No, that's not supposed to be there. Let's look at an aspiring actor's life. What a life could look like if you are an aspiring actor. Here we are. This is a regular week in the life of an aspiring actor. This aspiring actor, you know what? They work at a coffee shop. It's a great gig. It pays well, it's easy, and it gives them some time in the evenings. So they work a lot on Sundays. They get Mondays off. They got a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday open going, which, you know, is tough, but at least it's consistent money. And we all need money in order to be actors. They work Friday and Saturday until close. They make sure that they've got themselves a lovely acting class that they go to every Thursday. They get their scenes on Monday. They spend a couple hours, 3 hours maybe even, working their scenes. They work on their scenes before they go to class. They've got some friends. They go and have snacks at the barbecue stuff at the beach. They're having a great time. And you know what? Every once in a while, because these are aspiring actors, an audition does pop up, and they can take that audition prep. And this is before the strike, remember? So let's see. Okay, they got an audition popped up, and let's say it's going to be on Tuesday. No problem. So they take a little of their rest time, and they get their audition ready, and then Tuesday after work, bam, done. I did my audition. I feel good. Sent it off. Where did they get that audition? Well, maybe they're represented and they got themselves a nice commercial audition. Maybe they're not represented and they found out about a self-tape that they could submit for a student film or something indie. I don't know. They put some work in. They've got themselves an audition. They're feeling good. Let's move over to our emerging actor. Our emerging actor. Oh, someone's moving around our lines. Or maybe I did that. Anyway, irrelevant. These lines should be down. Maybe I'll move them. This is when I would say done is better than perfect, and it's done, so just leave it. Oh yeah, see, I should have just left it. This is our emerging actor's life. Let's say that our emerging actor here, let's say they work at a restaurant because they realized that that coffee shop just wasn't gonna pay them enough to live in this city, whatever city that is for them. So they got themselves a restaurant job. I feel like a lot of stuff has moved around. Why? Did someone go in and like delete stuff? Or did I delete stuff? Why is that gone? There should be Joe Job stuff in there. Oh dear. Guys. Okay, well, it looks like people are moving stuff around, which is, well, that's fine. So yeah, so they work at a restaurant. So they've got some sleep that needs to go back in here. Their Joe Job, I think, got moved over here. Let's put it back up. They were working. They're working. Lots. Let's send that to the back to make it look better. And they're used to getting auditions. Okay, so these are emerging actors. Before the strike, they were getting a couple auditions a week. That's pretty standard. So that was what was making them feel good about stuff. They could count on the fact that they would get maybe a commercial, maybe a one-liner, and then they would go to their acting class, which they have been going to for a long time. And you know what? When they went to their acting class this week, their acting teacher had some extra time, helped them with the audition they had on Friday. Isn't that nice? We love our acting coach. They were stoked when you told them, this emerging actor told them that they were gonna audition for a cool show. The coach was like, let's run it before class, or let's run it in break. So this actor not only got their acting class done and prepared for their acting class, but they got to work on their audition. They had lots of time on Friday because they didn't have to go to work, although Yeah, look at that. They had, although now they're sleeping. I think they did go to work this day originally, but then I don't know where their work went. It's gone. It's fine. But they had time before work to do their audition, feel good about it, send it off. And then if you just notice on Saturday here, the one little maybe up in the air thing about their Saturdays that they're on call. They got an on call shift, and lucky then they got called off, so they were able to. Whoops, they were able to do a little barbecue with their friends, have a lot of snacks, have fun on a Saturday. At the end of their week, they feel pretty good. They know they've got their acting class in, they know they've got their couple auditions in. Life is good. Now let's look over at our up and coming actor over here. Our up and coming actor pre-strike was working a lot. Guys, I see that you've all probably realized to stop moving these things around, but I didn't realize that you'd be able to. So to anyone watching this recording, I'm sorry, this is the first time I've used whiteboard. So it is what it is. Oh, look, Insette's over there. I'll fix it for the next one so that people can't click and move things. We live and we learn. Okay, so yes, our up and coming actor before the strike was working all the time. All the time. So many auditions. So many. I was averaging 3 to 7 a week. Sometimes more, very rarely less. So if you look at their schedule, yeah, there's a lot of audition work. There's a lot of yellow in here, right? Because they've got to tape some stuff on Tuesday that came in on Monday. On Wednesday, they got to tape a real quick one that came in. And then they found out on Wednesday, they got a bunch for Friday. Oh no, where did they go? Well, that's what was happening here, is a tape and send. Beep, 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 beep. There it is. And I don't remember what they did Friday night. Hopefully they rested because they're so busy working all the time. The other thing they do, because they don't have time for a regular Joe job anymore, is they do business work. So what is their business work? Well, it's something that makes them some money that also supports the lifestyle that they are in. Every up and coming actor has gone through that. Here comes the fire truck, the fire truck, the fire truck. Here comes the fire truck. Go and save some lives, sir or ma'am, people. So every up and coming actor finally got to that stage where they're like, F this mother effing late night BS. I can't work at a restaurant anymore. I need something else. And what that something else is entirely up to them and can be super different. For me, I started helping people like you. I thought, I love acting. What can I do to help my acting and help my community? Well, I can help actors with their acting and with their businesses. And I love it. And selfishly, it makes me a better actor too, because I got to practice what I preach, don't I? Otherwise, what's the point? Our other up and coming actors that are a part of the Laura Mack method do other things for their businesses. So Ryan, who's here today, his business work, which he doesn't do at this time of day, he would do it over here at this time of day. He's a performer. He's a nightlife performer. He's a star on TikTok. If you haven't followed Dandy yet, find Dandy and Friends, because he's brilliant. And that's how he supports his acting, so that he has time for all of his tapes. Our associate Michelle is a personal trainer, and she does her thing. And the joy of being a personal trainer is that she gets to do all of her acting exercise work, because your body is your instrument. It is your business. So you have to use your body. So why not make your body also pay you money? Oh, that sounds weird. That's okay. We all understood that we're talking about fitness trainers. So Michelle trains people and she trains herself. Milena is a dancer and she works tirelessly. She's amazing. As an on-set choreographer, she works as an on-set dancer. And that it fulfills her creative life and it supports her acting, so she's got time for auditions. Cassidy, our wonderful associate Cassidy Campbell, she works for casting now. She went from the coffee shop to the restaurant, and recently has just started working at a casting house. How valuable is that as a side job? Not only do you get to see the ins and outs of the industry, but you get to build relationships. You get to see more actors. Love. Love that. In fact, I want to do that. I want to go get that job. I don't have time for that job because I got this job, but good for her for getting that job. And then we've got Matt. Matt is doing what I used to do, which is he's slowly moving away from the restaurant world by just slaying it in commercials. He just books all the commercials. And then of course he works for us and he teaches along with the whole team. So that is the pre-strike up and coming actor's life. And when something would pop up, like a set day, because they audition a lot, so inevitably they're gonna book, no problem. We're just gonna put that set day right in here. We're gonna put that wardrobe right over here. Da-da-ba-ba. Oh, we're not gonna do housework that week. Wow, what can you do? I got a wardrobe fitting. We can make it all work. Oh, look, all our times got moved. This is great. Okay, so then the strike happens, right? Or if it wasn't the strike, then remember when COVID hit? Similar thing, where shit hit the fan and things changed. So let's look at how it changed for everybody. Starting with, of course, our dear old aspiring actors. So let's remind ourselves, this is what our aspiring actors' life looked like. They were doing all right. Oh, look, their acting class. Let's put their acting class over here. Stop clicking on things. And so, yeah, this is what their life looked like before. And then the strike happens. And if you are an unprepared, aspiring actor, which is a lot of us, so don't worry if you are, the biggest thing that changed is that you start to panic. You start to panic. You go, oh my gosh, AI, no auditions, everyone's on strike, everything's going to hell, the world's on fire, panic, 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 panic. That's really the only thing that you've added to your life. And then what got taken away? Well, let's put your Joe job back. Your Joe job, you gotta work, man. You still gotta work on Thursday. And you gotta work on Tuesday too. So let's put that over there. At least you still have your acting class, right? You still have your acting class on Thursday. So you're still getting ready for that on Monday, but in your call with your teammate, your classmate that you've got partnered up to for your scene work, you spent half the time panicking and talking about all of the stuff, who was striking today, who said what. You spent a lot of time doing that. And then you feel crappy. You feel crappy. Why? Because an audition is not popping up. There's no surprise audition to pop up that makes you feel good. Before the strike happened, the aspiring actor had that pop-up audition that kept them going. So even though they were struggling with feeling like, I don't know if anything's happening, this is all taking a really long time, I don't have a rep, I don't feel good, well, an audition's here, well, okay, this week is okay. Now that there are no auditions, now I don't feel good at all. I just feel scared and helpless. Let's look over at our pre-work emerging actor. Remember ourselves, this is what their life was ish before all of the little cursors started moving stuff around like their fitness classes. I don't know how I can make that stop, but it's kind of entertaining, so let's just go with it. So this is what their life looked like, and now of course what happens? Oh no, oh wow, this one got really moved around, but we see what we're going for. Panic pops up here too, doesn't it? So all of the time that they used to be doing tapes, they're spending on social media and they're just drinking in the content that is being shoved down their throats. They're in acting class, talking to all of the other actors about how crappy everything is. Their acting class prep that they do on Monday, they didn't even run the scene. They just called their friend on FaceTime and freaked out. They did later though, before they went to bed, they were like, oh gosh, I should really at least learn this scene. And they did learn this scene. But by the time they got to Thursday, there was a whole feeling of like, what is the point? I don't even really want to do this scene. No one's going to watch this scene. I can't send it to my agent because I didn't really try anyway. So it doesn't even look good. So when an audition does still pop up, because they have still popped up during the strike. Oh gosh, look, I just want to move everything back to where it's supposed to be. Beep, 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 beep. when an audition does pop up for these actors during the strike time, they go, oh, okay. Oh, sleep. Let's put sleep over here. Oh, gosh, an audition. Audition. I was doing housework. I got an audition. Oh, good. Oh, panic. Oh, gosh. I need to get ready for this. I am really rusty. I haven't auditioned in a while. I don't feel good about it. I'm going to do this the next day. I'm going to tape it and I'm going to send it. I don't know how it went. To be perfectly fair, who cares about this audition anyway? It's just an MOW. I mean, so I didn't even really try that hard. And but it's so hard to stay fresh, you know? So it's been hard because I've been panicking, and panicking takes up a lot of my energy. And so it makes sense that my audition was kind of crappy because it is what it is. Moving on with our lives, right? That is the standard emerging actor during a strike. Now, how about our up and coming actor? The actor like me who was auditioning all the time before the strike happened and had everything pretty well fitting into their lives, feeling good about it all. Ryan, you can let all the people in, right? Yeah, I think you can. So let's just remind ourselves, this is what the up and coming actor's life looked like before the strike happened. They were feeling good. And then when the strike happened, oh, of course, what did they do? They panicked as well. Even up and coming actors, if you're not prepared, a strike happens, something like this that is out of your control, and panic takes over. It's a familiar tale. We've seen the aspiring actor panic. We've seen the emergent actor panic. And now we are seeing our up and coming actor panic. And of course, for our up and coming actor, auditions are still popping up. So they throw that audition in here. But what is their reaction to this? When they've used to go for, like I said, 3 to 7 auditions a week. And now during the strike, they're doing 1 a week, still doing 1 a week. Well, they tape it, they audition for it, but they need it. They need that job. They hold on so tight to those jobs. They want it so bad. They get really in their head about making sure that they book this job, because if they don't book this job, then they have no other work. And how are they going to pay for anything? Because there's no money coming in and there's no end in sight and there's so much going on and AI is going to replace everything and the world is on fire and I can't handle it. So I better book this job. And I probably don't need to tell you this, but I will anyway. There is nothing worse for an actor's performance than needing to book the job. There's no way to avoid getting into the zone of trying to be what you think someone wants you to be when you need them to want you to be it. When you don't need them to need you, then you're free to be yourself and to connect with creativity and to feel great about your work. When you need them, you are in for an uphill battle. And that is what has happened to our, there it is, unprepared up and coming actor in their typical week of a strike. So for those of you who are just joining us, I made a mistake in my whiteboards by making them clickable and movable. So as people have been jumping around, they've been moving stuff accidentally, I think. So it's made for a less beautiful looking, oh, look, I want to move this back over here. Because y'all, I spent a lot of time making this look pretty. So it does kind of follow that it would all fall apart on me like that. Because I spent too much time making it look pretty. Anyway, it's irrelevant how pretty it looks. The information is what we're here for. So now we want to think, okay. We've got aspiring actors, we've got emerging actors, we've got up and coming actors. They've got lives. The strike has upended those lives. If they're not prepared, mentality makes things impossible. A bad mindset, you can't see solutions, right? As my therapist and I talk about all the time, when you are in an emotional state, when your amygdala is active, your wise mind, your prefrontal cortex, where all of our delightful acting choices and ideas and creativity, it can't operate, because that's just not how our brains work. So if we are unprepared, we will be susceptible to our emotions. If we are prepared, what can happen? Well, let's have a look. Let's start out back up here with our aspiring actor. This is what their week looked like before the strike. They were doing all right. They had stuff together. Yeah, they weren't moving forward as fast as they wanted to, but hey, they were doing the bare minimum. The strike came, panic ensued, their work went down. They're no good. But now they've decided, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be smart. Because as we talked about at the beginning, talent is the equalizer. So if talent is the equalizer, then what is it that makes us stand out? And it is our ability to be smart actors. And I don't mean smart like E equals MC squared. I mean smart as in actor smart. And being actor smart is something that is incredibly achievable in small baby steps. So what does our smart, aspiring actor do? Well, they work on putting in time in. Oh, look how pretty this one looks. No one messed with it. I love it. They put in time in their week where they devote hours to their acting. On Sunday after work, they get some acting work in. Just a little stuff after dinner. On Monday, they do 2 sessions. They prepare for their acting class, and then they do some business work. And don't worry, I'm going to go into what acting work and business work is. They do some more acting work on Tuesday. And because they've got all this extra time, they added themselves a yoga class. Before they were going to the gym twice a week. Now they've got some extra time. They're hitting up that new yoga class. Makes them feel good. Makes their bodies feel good. Yay for them. They're doing more acting class prep. They're not panicking. You see, look at the lack of panic. Isn't that wonderful? They're doing more business work here on Saturday. And then, yeah, because they are smart, aspiring actors, and they've put all this business work and acting work into their week. Look at that. Auditions are still going, people. And one of them popped up. So they got ready before their yoga class. During work, it was really slow. It was really slow at the coffee shop. Nobody was coming in on Tuesday, but they were still getting paid. So they read all their sides. And then they had their coworker read their sides to them. They feel great now for the next day when instead of running errands and doing housework after work, they did their audition and they sent it off. Booyah! So what is that work? What is the business work and the acting work that an aspiring actor can be doing? Well, do I have that written down there? Am I doing that? Let's talk about it. First of all, train. Train. Oh, hey. Let's put this one back over here. Da, 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 da. There it is. Training. Now, training, of course, I've got it already in black here because that's the one that everybody knows. Everybody knows that we have to train. So the aspiring actor, they've got their acting class in, they're going to train. The next thing that they're going to work on, they're going to, because they're so smart, they're going to work on their self-tape setup. They haven't really updated it in a while. They know that it could be better. They know that that light never really hits right. Self-tape set up. They know that when they film with the front camera of their phone instead of the back camera of their phone, it gives them like a fishbulb look. And if they can just spend about an hour, I don't know, on a Tuesday. Oh, hey, Joe Job moved. Spend an hour doing some work there, they can fix that so that moving forward, their self-tape setup is always awesome. Another thing that these aspiring actors can work on is they can build some great relationships with their agents. Well, how do I do that? Well, I'm going to send them an email. Look at that. And not an email saying, what do I do? Everything is going bad. I don't know. When is it going to end? Help me. Because gosh, no agent wants that email. Agents are very busy. So when we communicate with our agents, we want to say, hey, this is how I'm going to be of service to you. This is how I'm helpful to you. This is what I'm working on. I don't know why things keep moving. I've told you all to stop moving things. It's okay. It is fun. Beep, 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 beep. I don't know where that's supposed to go. My ADHD is like, move everything, fix everything. Let's stay focused. Here we go. Agent emails. There is a strike. There's a strike. There's not a lot of auditions. Your agents are around. they're happy to read what you're working on. So our really smart aspiring actor is sending their agent the tape that they did on Thursday night. They worked really hard on it. They had lots of time to work on it. Nothing popped up that week. They worked on it before class. They worked on it a bit the day before. They feel really great about their scene. And so does their agent. And now their agent knows them a little bit better and will push them a little bit further for roles that are perfect for them when they come back, because they will come back. They always do. Another thing that the aspiring actor can work on is finances. They got some, why is it so little? They got some time now to devote to finances. Doing a little finance check-in. Something important for everyone to do, isn't it? To look back and go, in the last 30 days, I spent X amount of money on this. I invested X amount of money into my career. I made this amount of money in my job. How am I doing? Do I have money set aside for taxes? Am I investing the way that I want? Am I spending more than I want? Is there small shifts that I can make me feel better about my financial situation? Because the reality is, if you would like to be an actor, you are welcome to it, but you must invest financially. It's just the way it is, right? So finances, do a little finance checkup. That's one of the things they did on their Monday business work. The next thing that they can work on is mindset. Mindset. How did they do that? They muted their social media. They promised themselves that they were only going to check social media once every 2 days, because they know that being on social media right now during a big event like this strike is exhausting and is depressing, and they don't need that. We don't need that. So that's how they're taking care of their mindset. Another thing that they're working on, their audition process. They know that they don't audition a lot. It's not news to them. So let's get ready for when we do audition a lot. Let's really look into what exactly it is that I do during my audition process. That's what they put in on their Tuesday here. They wrote down step by step everything they do for their audition process and examined it closely to see if they like the result or if there's shifts that they want to make that they know will influence the result of their auditions. The results from their auditions, I should say. And going along with that, they're also going to work on their scene breakdown process. Here comes my cat. How are they breaking down their scenes? When's the last time they really checked in with, determining the goals of each character in a scene, or the relationships, or how they play, how things escalate, how things de-escalate. But sometimes you don't have time for that when auditions are popping up in your aspiring actor's life or when you're going to your acting class. So now we've got a little bit of time to examine their scene breakdown process. Then the other thing they do, because they've become so smart, and maybe they took this webinar, they're dedicating time to developing their avatar. Now, the word avatar is the one that I use to succinctly identify an actor's unique, marketable essence. The thing that makes them, that makes them different, that fits them into the shows in their market. There's so much to say about avatars, so we'll keep it at that for now. But the more you understand as an actor who you are is special, then the more you become a benefit to the industry, because nobody else is you. So you want to use who you are to fit what the industry needs. And our smart aspiring actor is digging deep to figure out who that avatar is. Once they've got that avatar, or as they're working on that avatar, because really the avatar work is never done, it's always growing, just as we are. They're also going to work on their marketing material. Every photographer in town is slow right now because there's no auditions. So because there's no auditions, there's a lot of actors who are doing what? Panicking and not being proactive. So they've got lots of availability. Yay for our smart, aspiring actor who has decided to take this opportunity to make some really awesome new marketing material, some great new headshots, maybe some great little demo scenes to share with their agents to use for casting when the industry picks back up again. Yay, aspiring actor, you're so smart. The next thing that they're working on is they're building their team. Building team. I'll put it in big letters because it's just as important as Avatar. The smart aspiring actor is learning that this is not a solo sport. And doing this alone is impossible. I'm just going to say it. I mean, nothing is impossible. So if you're out there being like, I want to do this, and I want to do this all by myself, and you're going to be the one that does it, good for you. Proud of you. Every other person needs support. They need teammates who are actors who are just like them, who are in the trenches, who are doing the work, who are aspiring just like this person, and not getting a lot of auditions and wanting to get more and wanting to build better relationships with their agent. And these people are the people we turn to for love and for ideas and for everything, really. Our aspiring actor is also building their relationships with mentors. Mentors are people who were where you are and are where you're going. So these people are invaluable. I mean, our mentors are the people who can answer all of the questions that would take us years to answer on our own. So our aspiring actor is reaching out to people like this in their community who they want to connect with. Understanding, of course, that a mentor's time is valuable. And so not asking for too much and always offering to buy them a coffee, which always makes mentors feel good. And most of the time you don't need to pay for their coffee, but it shows respect when you offer it. You're also working on building out your professional relationships with your teammates, mentors, business partners. Now, we've already kind of touched on business partners, our relationship with our agent. Our agent is a business partner. Casting directors are business partners. Anyone who's not an actor who works in this industry. So the hair and makeup girl or guy, person is a business partner. The student film director, business partner. And we want to identify that our aspiring actor has taken some time during their business work or their acting work time to plot out who they have in their network, who are their business partners. And then last but not least, they're building out their tough lovers. Now, our tough lovers, they're the ones that tell us the truth, whether we want to hear it or not. It's good to identify who these people are so that we can turn to them when we need someone to tell us the truth, and we can avoid them when we want someone to tell us that we're doing great and support and validate us. We go to our teammates for that instead. They're building out their teams. Our aspiring actor is also doing what? They're setting goals for themselves. Look at that. I mean, they've already got their goals nailed in this week. They've got all of this acting time. Maybe they're setting a goal to create a great demo scene, to shoot a real demo scene. Because you know what, y'all? We can totally do that. We can get a team together. We can shoot it on our fanciest iPhone. We can keep it simple, maybe make it a coffee shop scene, maybe make it a doctor's office scene. And we can put together a scene that showcases your talent, looks pro, and you can use moving forward. So maybe they're saying, I'm going to do that within the next 8 weeks. And they are breaking that down and they're putting it all together. So in 8 weeks' time, regardless of what happens with the strike, they're going to leave with a great new scene. Then we've got our emerging actor. Now let's have a look at what our emerging smart actor can do. So let's remind ourselves of, oh my gosh, oh, it's all got moved around. This is what the emerging actor's life looked like before the strike. This is what it looked like when a strike first hit, when you're not prepared and you're not smart. And this is what it's going to look like now that you are smart and prepared. This lovely emerging actor has put all these wonderful times in, and what are they going to work on? Well, they're going to train, right? Of course, naturally. Everyone knows it. We're going to keep training. They're going to think big picture. That's their next big step. Think big picture. What do I want most out of my career? Where do I see myself in 10 years? Where do I see myself in 40 years? And now, using that big picture, I'm going to set some new goals. I'm going to set some new goals that get me there. I've done all of this aspiring actor work. This is where I'm at now. The next thing this emerging actors doing with all their time, they're going to examine closely who they are on camera with their team. This is key. So they're all going to get together, them and their favorite teammates, and they're going to review some slates they did for some commercial auditions where they're just talking about themselves. And after they review all the footage, everyone's going to go around and give their thoughts on who they see in that avatar. Hi, Tron, I'm talking, but Ryan is here and he's going to answer any question you come. And then at the end of this, I will answer more questions. So yeah, they're going to examine who they are on camera. Another thing that they can do is they can dig deep into their avatar. They've developed an avatar. Now is the time to take another step at figuring who that is. They've built it. They've got some marketing material that represents it. Now they're going to go to their team. They're going to look at who they are on camera. They're going to talk about it, and they're going to talk about, what does this tell me about my avatar? What has shifted? How am I different? How am I the same? How am I growing? And what do I need to do to make my marketing material represent this rich, beautiful avatar that I am? They're going to put scenes up, y'all. Put scenes up all the time. Put scenes up every week. Why not? We all have especially these emerging actors, they've got tons of sides. Put an audition up that they did a year ago, and then review it. Look at the old one, look at the new one, talk about it with your friends. Everyone gets together, brings their oldest self tape, and then retapes it and shows the progress, and then identifies really specifically what about their acting process shifted. Why did it shift? How did it shift? What is the result? How can we keep moving in the right direction? Putting scenes up with your team. They're going to research the market. Yes, there's nothing happening right now. Market. Research the market. Oh, what did I click? Go back over here. Go. How do I get that to go away? Go away. Sorry, y'all. Little pause here as I get this to close. There. Researching their market. Like I said, yes, we're on strike. Yes, nothing is coming to town. But if these emerging actors are sitting down to do their work, they are reading Hollywood Reporter, and they're reading Backstage, and they're checking out Actors Access, and they're finding all of the ways that they can to see what is going to come next, what is on hold that's about to start filming when the strike is over, who's doing what, and where do they know as emerging actors they are going to fit in well. They're also reading scripts, right? Why not reading a bunch of scripts to stay creative? They're writing anything, whether it's writing their thoughts down or writing a scene idea they have or writing their emotions. They're just writing. They're getting their creative juices flowing. They're practicing cold reading with their friends. They're getting together as a team and they're just throwing scenes up. They're doing a cool cold read exercise where they get their partner to read the scene to them. And if you go onto my blog, you can find the step-by-step for this in which blog is it in? It is in the practicing acting at home. You'll see the cold read exercise. Super fun. So they're doing that together with their team. And they're making sure that they check in, most importantly, regularly. They're checking in regularly with their team so that everyone in their team is not panicking. There's no panic, and there's simply delightful hours spent towards their acting. And as we discussed, auditions are still happening. So when the smart emerging actor has an audition pop up on Monday, they go, no problem. I'm gonna take a little break after my acting work. I'm gonna prepare for my audition. And then oh, come on. Don't know why I can't pick this. Well, I'd like to put that over there. Again, there's some, oh, it's going. Oh no. There we go. On Wednesday, instead of doing their errands and their laundry, they send off a great tape that they feel really good about because they're not panicking. In fact, it's one of the best tapes they've sent in a long time because they've had all this time to rest and recuperate and check in with their team and dig deep into their avatar and practice cold reading and examine their process. So that tape was badass and they feel awesome. And they go to acting class and they kill it in acting class too. Good job, smart emerging actor. And then we've got our up and coming actor. What does our up and coming actor do to go from panicking to this one, smart, delightful, feeling good? Well, they do the same thing as everyone else, guys. Me, I'm an up and coming actor. I've gotten to that level and I am doing all of this. I am training all the time. I am checking out my self-tape setup's really great, so I don't really have to do that. But I am thinking big picture. I am setting new goals. I'm cutting new demo material. I just I went to Montreal for the premiere of this indie film that I did 2 years ago, and it was awesome. And now I'm in the process of getting the footage from that and cutting together a sick new demo that is going to show casting a side of me that they have never seen. I'm even working with the producers and directors to set up a way of sharing the full movie with specific casting directors without it getting leaked onto the internet. So I'm working on that. Other things that I'm working on is developing my avatar more. You know, I am spending a lot of time just seeing how the world sees me. I went out yesterday and I just sat in a park without my phone. I just sat and I observed the world and I observed the relationships around me, which is excellent acting work. And then I also observed how people saw me and how people react to me and made a note of, oh, that's how my avatar is viewed. That's the type of response I get as a person sitting. Maybe it doesn't sound like it's that profound, but every time I've done it, it has really enriched my creative capacity. And it's free and it's easy and it's fun. So I'm developing my avatar. I am doing a lot of research. And I am doing a lot of working with my team. And honestly, y'all, I am still auditioning every week. And I just found out, so this week is kind of a good example, that I've booked a job. So in 2 weeks, we'll throw in a set day and we'll throw in a wardrobe fitting at some point. Because the reality is, guys, the question, how to be an actor during, or how to find work, how to find acting work during the SAG-AFTRA WGA strike, is find it within yourself. Now, that's not sexy. That's not a magic solution that everyone's hoping to hear, but it's what works. The dedication to the craft. There is so much that is in your control, and there is so much that is out of your control. Anytime, and I mean this, any time at all that you spend on things outside of your control, focusing on those things, is a waste of energy. And it's hurting your acting baby, your little creative soul that is trying to express itself to the world. I cannot say more about how game-changing it is to shift our focus to these things, the things that we can do, the things that we can do on our own, the things that we can do as a team, the things that we can do forever as actors, to keep ourselves away from not just panicking about the strike, but panicking about anything. I've gotten to a place in my career where I have so much fun auditioning that sometimes I don't want to book a role on a show because I want to keep auditioning for it. That's what's happening right now. I mean, I've booked it now, so here we are. But I auditioned for this TV show that I'm about to be on, and I auditioned for, I think I didn't even keep count, probably 10 different characters. And I was like loving it so much that I was like, oh, I hope I get to just keep auditioning for this because these are hilarious sides and I'm having so much fun. That's a random thing to think, isn't it? And of course, I wanted to book it, and now I have, and that's great. But that's where we want to get. We want to get to a place where our auditions are our training, our auditions are our creative fulfillment, our auditions are fun, and they do just keep getting better and better and better. So we're at 10:01. I do want to do a Q&A, but honestly, y'all, I have an answer for all of this for you. I've figured this all out for myself, and I've put something together for everyone else to take all of this information and to apply it to themselves. And that's the Laura Mack method. That's why I built the school. So yes, I would like to continue. And I would like to show you my, those are my notes. I've created this because I'm passionate about being an actor, and I'm going to keep going and doing what I'm doing. Like we've just saw, I am an up and coming actor. I'm going to keep doing that. But I have this available for you guys to get on the same path that I was in. The first part of our program is the Actors Toolkit. And the Actors Toolkit, if you see here, covers everything from self-tape setup to representation to actor brain to full-time actor stuff, which was what we really dove into today, how to be a full-time actor, career management, finances, mindset. This is free. It's entirely free. Go and get it right now. Head on to my website, sign up, free. Actors Toolkit. 7 videos, tons of information. You will leave the Actors Toolkit feeling like you know what to do next. Guaranteed. I will rewatch the Actors Toolkit and I will come up with something that I need to do next. If you're really ready to commit, then you want to sign up for the Foundations program. That's what the Foundations program is for. It's for people who want all of the information, for those aspiring actors or for those newer emerging actors who, and even for myself, like I said, I rewatch it, I learn from it. And we've got that broken down into 3 different sections. We've got the commercial workshop that gives you a full overview of everything professional in the world of acting for commercials. And it really is the starting point for film and TV acting, because secret, we'll talk about it more in another webinar, commercial acting is just film and TV acting, but littler. That's all. So the commercial workshop goes through all of the fundamentals. And then you can see as I scroll down. And then we get the Business of You course, which is when we go through how to be a benefit to our community, how to understand yourself, how to build your avatar, your character, how to apply it to your market, how to get those great headshots, how to get the demo that you need, how to get the resume that you need, how to build your team, how to set goals. And you will leave this workshop prepared to move forward in your career. And then we've got our film and TV class where we get into the nitty gritty of how to act, how to break down a scene, how to add opening moments and end beats, how to identify relationships, how to identify who you are and who other people are, what your level of power is, what your level of security is, what your personal experiences are, what your core values are, how that has an effect on who you are and what you are, how your characters do it. It's a lot. It's super fun. Highly recommend. We talk about acting techniques. We talk about knowing the work. We talk about building a process that moves you forward. so that when you finish the entire Laura Mack method, you know literally everything you need to know in order to be a full-time working actor with a community of support. Now, this probably isn't going to work because I don't think I'm signed in. No, I'm not. But there's a community here that you can all access, that we share our avatars. We help each other read for auditions. We talk about what we're struggling with. We share our goals. We share our wins. We support each other and we love each other. And it's super fun. Now, if you are ready for more, if you are an emerging actor and you're looking for that thing that's going to really kick it up a notch, which, as we discussed, is working with the team, that is where our academy is going to come into play. Our academy is starting in September. It is a 10-week program where you meet every Monday and every Thursday, either in the morning or at night. We've got a team that works in the AM, and we got a team that works in the PM. And here, I'll just go back to my homepage to show you what that looks like. If you scroll down, you'll see all of the things. The academy. On Mondays, we focus on our business stuff, and on Thursdays, we focus on our acting stuff. There's homework before each session, so this is not just a traditional acting class online. I don't know how many of you have done a traditional acting class online. I have. It's painful because no one wants to be on Zoom for that long. And while, yes, you can effectively do a lot of stuff on Zoom, there are some real drawbacks. And we have solved for those drawbacks by doing work outside of class and then coming together as a team to share what we've learned and to really get into the nitty-gritty of whatever the lesson is for that week. And these are all the lessons. They're all laid out right here on the homepage. So you don't have to like have a membership to see behind the curtain. No, this is what you're going to do. You're going to have an old self-tape day. Oh my gosh, I love old self-tape day. It might be my favorite day. Ooh, actually, I don't know if I can say that because I think maybe cold read day might be my favorite day. Or improv days might be my favorite day. I know that money day is not my favorite day, but it's always an important day. Maybe the last day, our big swing day, maybe that's my favorite day. So that's our program. This is why it's important, because like I said, there's no magic bullet. There's no little tidbit that I can give you that says, there, look, now you're a working actor. Ta-da. If you see other people saying, if you give me $50 in 3 weeks, I'll make you into a full-time working actor. No, they won't. They won't. They can't. Becoming a working actor takes work, and this is the work. And if you're passionate about doing the work and you want help with the work, that's what we're here for. And at least check out the free thing. You know, it took me a really long time to build this website, and I'd love for you to check out the free thing. We do have a promotion going on right now. If you check out our pricing page here, 50% off, y'all. We're doing 50% off both the foundations and the academy. The toolkit is always going to be free. It expires in 4 days and 13 hours and 51 minutes and 30 seconds. So jump on over and check it out. This 50% off will apply when you use this promo code. It'll apply both to a monthly payment, if you'd like to do it in installments, pay in installments, or the one-time payment. And now, yes, the one-time payment does have a 20% discount already on it. So if you use the 50% off, then you get 50% off after the 20% off. So you're saving a lot of money. Ultimately, these are the prices without the discount. And yeah, that's that. So now I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to look at y'all in the faces and ask if anyone wants to jump on and say anything. If anyone has any questions. We are a little over time. I apologize. There's always so much to say, and I can't teach you everything in an hour, but I can teach it in all those videos, which are about 8 hours, Ryan? Maybe not. We'll send out the recording so you can watch this. I think it's like 8 hours of videos plus just a ton of other stuff. But I'm not going to leave until all of you leave. So if anyone is like, I want to ask this question, but I feel silly, so I'm going to wait till it's just Laura, great, I'll be here. And if anyone has any questions that they're happy to ask to the group, that would be great. Happy to talk about it. Now I'm going to ask myself a question. Laura, where can you find some audition opportunities if you don't have an agent? That's a very good question, Laura. You can go on Actors Access and create a free profile and see a bunch of stuff in your neighborhood, your local market, wherever you might be, whether you're in Atlanta or you're in Toronto. Actors Access is kind of the best one. And the benefit of working or getting set up on Actors Access is once you are established and you've got an agent, they will use Actors Access to submit to breakdown services, which is what most casting directors use. You can also find things on Facebook groups. You can find auditions on Craigslist sometimes. It's all self-tape, so as long as you don't have to go down a dark alley, go for it. Send a tape. Why not? Acting networks, that's another one. So those are places you can find auditions right now. Any other questions besides the one I asked myself? No questions. Well, I guess I was thorough, which I suppose was my hope. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you learned something. I hope you felt inspired. I hope you feel excited to add some stuff to your weeks that will move your careers forward, because that simple action of adding stuff makes you a working actor in the writer's strike. Thanks. Melissa says, wonderful, relevant advice, Laura. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Melissa. And I appreciate you watching, all of you. And again, I'll send, because I know we had some jump arounds for people signing in. I'll send you the full recording if you want to watch it again, or send it to other people. And yeah, get in on that free thing, y'all. It's free. Or, it would be even better for me if you bought the program. Because you'll love it. And then I'll have some money too. That would be nice. Okay, bye everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye.